So you've seen the thumbnail. You already know what I'm about to talk about. So let's get right into it. I'm August C. Jones. So when it comes to it, I guess you could call this a companion video to the video I put out not too long ago, where I'm talking about what matches I would love to see Punk, Drew, Rollins, and Reigns in at WrestleMania. And like thinking about it further, I had thought about some other ones, but those the two matches that I said in those videos, and if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on my channel. But if you haven't seen that video, I mentioned the ones that I want to see, but I had thought about some other possibilities. But one of them that I feel it's not going to happen at WrestleMania, but it needs to happen. So Reigns and Rollins have had this long feud for like years now. It's been on and off and all that stuff. They've teamed up and everything else, but it's accumulated a lot more recently. It's been brought up and talked about and like hinted at and everything else, especially with the Royal Rumble. Now, it's all going back to their, time in the Shield, and then when Rollins backstabbed him and Dean Ambrose by hitting Roman Reigns in the back first, just like set it off, and then after that just going the totally solo route. And like we got hints of it last year during not the Royal Rumble, but the path leading up to WrestleMania with Rollins talking about how much he hates Reigns and all this stuff, and he wants to vanquish the tribal chief and dethrone him and everything else, and he wanted to take down The Rock as well. And then what happened in the match, the second night of WrestleMania, when Reigns could have hit Cody with the chair, but he wanted to get his lick back, so he hit Rollins and knocked him out of the ring. That's kind of like, yeah, you did that to me, I'm doing it to you. You finally getting what you deserve. And then we get later on when we get to Hell in a Cell, when Sammy and the Usos was trying to get Rollins to join their team to help out, their team win, and Rollins kept shooting them down because he hates Roman Reigns. He fought to get the title off of him. And then he loses Ulafala, and now you want me to fight beside him to get it back? No, I'm not about to do it. And they played it, they played it heavy with it. He's not going to stand side by side with Reigns. He hates this man with a passion. He's not going to stand beside him. And then we get to the Royal Rumble. And I believe they said something about it, him and Punk, when they had their promos in between that time. But we get to the Royal Rumble, where we get Rollins and Reigns get thrown out, as well as Punk. And while Reigns is getting up, or trying to get up, Rollins literally double curve stomps him into the ground. Like, not even just with one foot, how he usually do it, but he did it with both feet. And then when Reigns was on the stairs, he did it again. And we haven't seen Reigns ever since then. Or have we? Yeah, we haven't seen Reigns since then. And so it kind of like would have me in my mind like, yeah, this needs to happen. It's not going to happen at WrestleMania. Because like I said, the two matches that I really want to see will work better. But I feel like at some point this year, this match needs to happen. They need to have a rivalry. Rollins against Reigns. And it's them getting like their shit off. Just like Punk and Drew, even though that still, they're still static or whatnot. It's like they need to get their shit off. They need to get their hands on each other to kind of get like whatever is like, their beef. They need to settle it. Like, it needs to be a nail in this coffin. And I'm all for it. I hope that sometime this year, they build up that program. However they get to it, they need to get to it. Because if they've been setting it up ever since last year, and then going back to it to later on in the year, and then coming back to it this year, even as recently as the Royal Rumble, what's the point of doing that if you're not going to have it accumulate to a match? It needs to happen. I'm all for it. And it would only make sense. It would only truly make sense. It don't have to be for a title. It could just be a blood feud. Two former brothers in arms, now bitter rivals, are going at each other and they want blood. And hell, shit, speaking of hell, we can have another Hell in a Cell match this year and it can be those two. That sounds like it would be a match of the year. I don't know if the rivalry is going to rival Punk and Drew last year, but it could. They have a lot of history, on-screen history. It could. So that's why I feel like they should do it. They've been hitting toward it, and I want to see it. I know it's not going to happen at WrestleMania. I'll be surprised if it does. But I feel like they should do it. Sometime after WrestleMania, and, I don't know. I'm all for it. I'm really all for it. But those are my thoughts on that. If you guys dug what I said, go ahead and give me a like and all that stuff. And yeah, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.